Hey, what's going on, everyone? Scott here. Uh, Today we're at the Mechanist Lair. I know I had said something in the last video about going somewhere else, but I got called over here for, well, I had to come by here in the game for some reason. I can't remember why, and I started getting a few ideas about it. Uh, Not that this is a great place to build. I think this is kind of one of the least favorite settlements in the entire game to build at, because you are very, very limited. Well, not very, very limited, but you are very limited in what you can and cannot build here, and what the settlers will and will not do here, even with the mods that I have downloaded. Uh, Now, I have things like, Crimson Rider's unique furniture and busy settlers and unlock settlement objects and the settlement object expansion pack. And there's just a lot that you can't build here. And I've even got a mod, Settlers AI Sandbox expansion. And most of the settlers, they stay right here in the middle. They really don't interact with a lot around here, even, with a haunted weight bench, but it does that even when you place it anywhere. Still don't understand why, but they tend to stay right here in the middle. And even when you assign them to different things, I don't know, I think it's just this settlement, you know I don't know. I think it was a good idea, but it didn't work out well. But over here on this side, starting off, it's just a little desk with a terminal that you can sit at. It's not a guard post or anything. I just placed the desk with a terminal just to give the entrance something. The guard post is actually over here. The desk is a guard post. Even though my guard will not come over here, I added the terminal and the radio, and you can see there's my guard there, and all he does is stand around over there. He has never come over here and sat down at the guard post. So you just got to you just got to put up with this kind of stuff when you build it at the Mechanist Lair. But over here is where I put my weapon shop. Nothing too elaborate with it, just kind of a little makeshift area here. Now, I believe it was the Settlement Objects expansion pack that added the power armor. That's actually a statue. You can't get in it. You can't interact with it. But I thought it really went well with a weapons area. So that's why the power armor's there. And then just my level 2 shop. Then you see my guns and ammo sign there. That's from Gruffed Signs and Posters. And I use the Place Anywhere mod to shrink it down in size, because really that sign is as big as the hospital sign right there. And they're big signs. And so I thought it would be cool to shrink it down in size to cover up the weapons word that's across the front of the counter there. And then just a few weapons on the wall. Like I said, nothing too elaborate in this one. I added a cryolator cabinet up there, just some decorations, plenty of, ammo boxes. Now those red ones there are the refilling ammo boxes from the Unlock Settlement Objects mod. So when you place those down, they will start spawning ammo for you. Which if you don't use cheat terminal or anything like that, it's kind of a cool way to get ammo. Yes. And there's a good look at the cryolator case. I thought that was pretty cool. And just some big weapons hanging around, not much, but pretty cool looking little weapons area. And then we'll head back around, and I love having all of the crates and everything that are under the walkway are still here from when you first get the settlement. I just like the way they looked. That's the storage area for the weapons shop. So yes. We'll move around. That is the real Nuka mixer station, not the busy settlers. For some reason I can't build any of my busy settlers scavenging stations here. But settlers do interact with interact with it, and they interact with this one here, with the workbench there too. And over here I place my armor shop. I use the place anywhere to place a metal prefab down, added some walls to it. Not much, you know, because it's very limited space down here. So I was able to place that down, make a little... The doghouse is for my guard dog, which you saw walking around here just a little bit ago. You can build it, it's through better stores, and then you talk to the dog, and you can have him as a companion like dog meat, or you can tell him to patrol, which is what I've got him doing. And he adds like I think it's 2 defense to your settlement. And then over here in this industrial room, this is my hospital. Now I built this using the snap and build, which you can't download anymore. I have no idea why it was taken off for download. But if I delete this mod, I'll never get it back. And I really like this mod, so I'm sticking with it. But I think all of this industrial stuff has been opened up through the Unlock Settlement Objects mod, so you can still build with it. But I wanted to build make my little hospital out of it down here, just a little makeshift clinic. And then this is from, I believe, Better Stores. It's an auto dock for your character. You just, you know, use it like a terminal, but it's a doctor. It can heal you and all different kinds of stuff. And then just a basic little clinic. I kind of like building these little clinics. You know, they're pretty cool. You know, kind of a half surgery center, half doctor's office type thing. You know, I like, you know, especially in something like this down here in the Mechanist Lair, I wanted to kind of make it feel like the doctor's office at Vault 81. So I like the way it came out. I thought it came out pretty cool. And you know, the bad thing about, you know, if you built that Mechanist Lair is everything you place down will take on whatever stain or whatever crap is on the floor, and even on the walls, and even tables. And you can see there I used the OC decorator to place down some Med-X, and even it took on the rust color that is all over the wall there. You know, so you just got to put up with that kind of stuff when you build here at the Mechanist Lair, which is another reason why I think this is kind of one of the least favorite places to build, is because of things like that. Now that's just for decoration, even though when I'm out, you know, building anywhere else, I have a surgery chair which you can use to change your character's appearance. That is a wheelchair, but you see there the wheelchair took on the stain that's on the wall. So it's kind of a pain, really. You know, I mean, it's like no wonder nobody likes to build here at the Mechanist Lair, because it really just kind of sucks. But you know, it's here, might as well do something cool with it. So, you know, I tried. And over here in this corner, I built myself up a little workshop area. This is where the main workbench for the settlement is. And I've added a few other workbenches like those two, and then a power armor station. But these 2 workbenches here, this is the weaponsmith bench and the armor smith from the armor smith mod. Now I have the cheat terminal, which you can use to spawn any, you know, outfit, armor, weapon, you know, in the game. But the weaponsmith and the armor smith mod just adds, there's a few more things that you can get through that mod that you can't get through the cheat terminal. So I like having both. I'll kind of show you here, go into the weaponsmith mod, and you can kind of see or use the workbench. You know, and you can make things like guns on your back, guns on your hips, harnesses, jetpacks, melee weapons on your back, on your hip. You know, there's just a few things that you can build through these that you can't get through the cheat terminal. And it's even the same with the armor smith. You know, backpacks, cloaks. You know, you can make yourself a cape, glasses, jetpacks, necklaces, scarves. You know, pretty much if it's in the game, between these 2 mods, I'm going to be able to spawn it or build it. You know, I don't have to go out looking for it, which actually saves a lot of time, because mainly I mean, this is like the 6th time I've played through this game. You know, I'm basically playing it just for the building part. I don't, you know, although I do play the quests and the missions and things like that to beat the game, but the main part of this is just the building part for me now. And it's cool to be able to do that, so you can, you know, make your character or deck out your settlers in pretty much anything that you want. And you can go through here, you know, it's got everything. Far Harbor to, you know, Vault Tech, underwear, costumes, which is actually pretty cool. You can build costumes for your character and dog meat. You know, like you can see there, you can build him a costume that'll make him look like a glowing wolf from Far Harbor. It's actually pretty cool. And the benches come pre-decorated like that, and it fits in really well. And my power armor workstation is over here. Plenty of junk laying around for extra parts and things like that. I really like building these little workshop type areas. Then we'll move along. You can see there, Drinking Buddy, but that's not Drinking Buddy. The Unlock Settlement Objects mod just had a major update, and will allow you to add NPCs. Although I can spawn them through the cheat terminal, it won't spawn robots. Well, I think you can actually, but you need 10 beers along with a bunch of other stuff to build that. But it's not Drinking Buddy, it's just a Protectron, and it actually adds defense to your settlement and does not count against your settler limit. I think they start moving around, but since I built the Drinking Buddy here, he hasn't moved. And then when you try to talk to him, all he says is protect and serve. And I built a few of them. Like I had built an Assaultron, and he was over here, but for some reason he's not there, and I'm not sure where he went, but we'll find him later. Like you can see, I've got a few more back there in the restaurant area that we'll take a look at in a second. But you know, I'm not sure if they're supposed to move around or what, but so far they don't. Then back here in this corner, this is just another little sitting area, you know, place for the NPCs to eat their meals and stuff, although they do not come back here. But I placed a video game from Nuka World and you know, some dispensers and some more tables, and just a place for the settlers to hang out. And then this is my restaurant bar area, and you can see I use the Place Anywhere to place a few of the metal prefabs down just to give it a little more structure to the area. And then this side of the counter is my bar, and this is a dummy store with a rug, and they snap together like this, and I thought it made it look pretty cool for a little bit better looking area. And then I've added the vending machines, and they have NPC animations. They come by and they start hitting it and kicking it like they lost their money in it and stuff. And we'll come in here. The iBot is from the Unlock Settlement Objects. I was able to place that. He flew over here and he stayed put. But on this side, you see there, I've got an invisible tier 3 restaurant rug that I do have an NPC assigned to, but they stay over there instead of coming over here. I don't know why. It might be my load order on the Settler Sandbox mod. I'm going to play around with it to see if I can fix it. But Better Stores has added these butcher counters, and their count is 10 food a piece, because there's no dirt down here. You can't really place crops. I mean, they do have the planters now, but to kind of add on to the restaurant part, I like using the butcher counters, and was able to make a kitchen out of it. You see my Protectron chef looks like the robot over there in Diamond City, the one that serves noodles, but he just stands there and just says protect and serve. And then I used a little bit of the modular kitchen to place this counter with the sink and the stove there. And it comes with all cool bunch of new decorations in the modular kitchen, and it works as a regular cooking station. You can cook anything in the game with it, and you can snap pots and stuff to the stove. They're not just placed there. And I know the shelves there on the inside are kind of bare, but I've learned with do-it-yourself, you got to kind of watch it, because you can go overboard before you start having major problems with frame rate and lag. And to be honest, this settlement already lags enough with everything that I've built in here already. But I'm really happy with the way the restaurant area came out. There's more of that haunted workbench there, but that's probably my favorite part of this build, was to build up the restaurant area. I really like the way that came out with the prefabs and everything. In this corner, a little sitting area. The settlers do come over and sit down on that, and they do work out on the workbench, and then on the other side there, you'll see the treadmill, and that's mainly, you saw that in Vault 95 when you went to Cure Kate, but the Unlock Settlement Objects mod has just opened up that. I think it's them, or Settler or Settlement Objects expansion pack. I can't remember which one, forgive me. But it's cool to, you can't interact with it, but it's still cool to build and add on to a little workout area. Now we'll head on up here. Right here in the middle, you remember the catwalk stops right here at the end, and there's nothing here in front of the Mechanist windows, and so I added on to it, added this walkway into this industrial room, and up here I placed my general trader shop and my clothing shop, and I do have them assigned, but as I said, the settlers won't come up here, or at least they haven't yet. I need to play around with the load order on that sandbox mod to see if that fixes this issue, but for right now I can't get anyone to come up here. And I extended it out on both sides with the walkway to the ends of the walkway here, just to give it something more to this settlement. And I really like the way it came out, and I don't mind that it's blocking the Mechanist window. You can't build inside her office anyway, or inside that room. And then up here on this side, this is where I have all of my living quarters for my settlers. And then what's been unlocked are all of these new doors. Because if you've been here, all of the doors are open into the Mechanist Lair, and you can't close them. And I really kind of hated that. So I use Place Anywhere to be able to place these doors now that have been unlocked, to place it into the wall to make it look like it's supposed to be there. And the animation for these doors are awesome. I like it's the vertical doors, and then there's also a horizontal door. You get a really cool sound and effect from the door opening, like when you first came into the Mechanist Lair. And I like it better rather than having just the plain old open door right there. I think it looks a lot better. And then just living quarters, a lot of the working bunk beds mod. Tonight you sleep on the couch. And I didn't go overboard with decorations up here. Like I said, I've already got lag. You can tell by when I move around fast enough, you can see the lag that's coming from this settlement already. And the more decorations you have, the more lag you get. I think it's just this settlement. Now this one is the horizontal rather than the vertical like the other one, because this was another door that's just open. So I love being able to have working doors here. Now we're going to head up over to the other side, on the other side of all of the catwalks. And over there, I didn't place anything special up there. I tried to mainly just concentrate on the center part here. And I really thought about putting another industrial room off of right here, but I didn't want the supports being right here in the middle of the room. And you know, the room, you can't have it floating in the air. You got to have the supports. So I just kind of did without it. I don't know. I may play around with it, build it more. If I do build more, I'll let you guys know and be able to show you that. But I didn't want it to block everything. Now we're going to come up over here into this room, and then over here I didn't build a whole lot. Just I placed a few planters down because I've got 17 settlers here in the Mechanist Lair, and I wanted to give everybody a job, because that's how you get, you mainly keep your happiness up, as you assign everybody to something. So I placed a few planters down just to get, whatever settlers I don't have assigned to a job, assigned to something. And then I placed a chemistry station up here just to make a little kind of a work area room. Down there at the end, I placed one of the builders from the contraptions. That's actually a container. I think that was Settlement Objects expansion pack right there. Another one of the doors. I love how I was able to place it in there to make it look like it was supposed to be there. And opened it, and I may not be able to close it. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I like the sound and the animation from that door. It's really cool. This is the builder. They are quite big, the builders from contraptions, if you remember. When they first came out, everybody kind of went nuts with them, and then realized they were more of a pain in the butt to build with than anything. But I placed it down and then used the Place Anywhere mod to shrink it down one size to make it fit in here just a little bit better. And then that I've got a door placed in it, but it's always open, because this is how my caravans come in and out of this settlement. They don't go out through the main elevator down there like we can, or your character can. They come up and through here. This is how they get in and out. Kind of weird. So that door, I do have a door placed there. It's just always open because of the caravans. And then I think it's the Unlock Settlement Objects, I think, that's opened up these this is where my water is, over here. That's what those institute looking things are right there, or my water. They're the I think it's called the atmospheric water generators. Yes it is. And they actually create 15 water each. So I've got 30 water here in this settlement, because all of the other water, the water pumps, the water generators, anything, you either have to place them in water or in dirt, and you don't have either one here. And then Place Anywhere mod, I put the little turret stand up on the wall for my turret that guards the door. Nobody has come in here, but just in case. Like going with the drinking buddy, you can build a miniature Liberty Prime. So I did, just to see what it would do, and all of a sudden he took off like he was flying, and now he's stuck in the ceiling for some reason. I'm gonna have to get rid of that somehow. But I hate it that the doors just stay open. There's not a lot up here. Oh boy, here comes one of my provisioners now. I like using the robots as provisioners. And he should open the door to leave. I hope. He should, though. Now watch, it'll be the one time they don't. So, I hope you all enjoyed this. You know, I like building here is fun. You got to kind of, I don't know, you got to get creative on what you can build here because because of what you can and you can't do. But I mean, it's fun to build, but is it fun to hang out at? No, not really, because the settlers stay right here in the middle and they don't interact with much and they don't go to their stores very much and things like that. But it's still fun to build here, just to say you can, just to do it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. I appreciate that very much. If you got any questions about anything, leave a comment. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to go after this build. I might go down to Merkwater. I might go over and do Oberlin Station, redo that. I got a couple of ideas, but if there's any settlement y'all, you guys would like to see, leave a comment. But this one is kind of fun. You can see there the settlers are interacting with my little workout area and my sitting area, and they do sit down at the picnic table here. So and you do got to get creative with the lighting too, because the lighting in this settlement is weird. So yeah, whatever.
Yes.
So anyway, I appreciate it, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.